Well, all there is to say about that one is that sucked. But what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Mathews back at it again with another hometown take. You see it, I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks. And, tale of two halves, really the tale of 3 quarters and one really bad quarter as the Atlanta Hawks lose 105-95 against the Boston Celtics on primetime ABC, game right before the Super Bowl, wet people's sports whistles right before the Super Bowl, and the Hawks do not get it done. Just really one bad quarter. Third quarter, we gave up 17 points in the first quarter, only 18 points in the fourth quarter. It was just, a bad third quarter for the Atlanta Hawks leads to a 10-point loss. Had a 10-point lead at halftime, and Hawks couldn't get it done. Just a bad third quarter. Gave up 42 points in the third quarter, and the Atlanta Hawks only scored 40 points in the entire second half. So just a bad second half. Tale of two halves, really, for the Atlanta Hawks. But if they don't give up those 42 points in the third quarter, the low-scoring fourth quarter doesn't really matter, because while we only scored 17 points in the fourth quarter, like I said just a moment ago, the Boston Celtics only scored 18 points in the fourth quarter as well. So we only got outscored by 1, so we don't have that disastrous third quarter. That would have been all right. So Hawks lose 95-105 to the Boston Celtics, and Trae Young had a good first half, had a pretty good start of the game, but cooled down immensely in the second half. He had 30 and 10, but it was inefficient 30 and 10. He was only I forget the shooting totals, but he did not have a very good. He was 4-12 from 3, and I think he was 9 of 20 or something Bogey Bogdanovic was 9 of 20. He was 9 of 27. Something like that from the field. It was bad. Just inefficient 30 points. It looked good. 30 and 10 looks good if you just look at the points and the assists. It looks good. But if you look at, the shots, it was actually pretty inefficient 30. And it was mainly in the first half. So good first half from Trae, but inefficient second half. And this is a game where we needed other guys to step up. And Bogey Bogdanovic stepped up. He finished with 26 on the game. He was 9 of 20 from the field. He cooled off from 3, as I think he finished 3 of 10 from 3. But he did his part today. I can't even really complain too much about Bogey Bogdanovic. I don't know what the heck was going on with DeAndre Hunter. They got him few back-to-back bad, or it might have been back-to-back-to-back. Actually, yeah, it was 3 straight bad offensive foul calls. Kind of chippy, but you can still see it. So DeAndre didn't shoot well today either. He only finished the game with 10 points. Those were the only 3 Hawks: Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, and Bogey Bogdanovic, who finished the game in double figures for the Hawks. Clint did have 8 points, 17 rebounds. So, Clint did what he usually does. But, bad shooting game from Kevin Huerter. Danilo Gallinari got the start in front of John Collins, who got hurt. And he'll be out at least until the All-Star break. Hopefully not further, but I'm going to let you guys know right now, it does not seem good for John Collins. It could be a scenario where he may miss the rest of the season. I don't know that for sure, but it's not looking good right now for John Collins. But we'll see what's going on after the All-Star break and after he gets, treatment throughout the All-Star break. But like I said, Trae had 30 and 10, but was inefficient. Bogey had a good game, 26 points. He cooled down, even though in the fourth quarter, everybody cooled down in the fourth quarter. We only scored 17 points, and the Celtics only scored 18. DeAndre Hunter did not have a good game at all, 10 points, and he had those 3 straight fouls. He had to come out, and then he was just all out of sorts today. Danilo Gallinari got the start for John Collins. He only had 5 points. He was 2 of 8, I think, from the field, and nobody else really had anything to show for today's game, anything worth mentioning. Everybody else, like I said, didn't even get into double figures. So not a good offensive game for the Atlanta Hawks. And you got to credit the Boston Celtics some. They played very well defensively. And ever since Marcus Smart came back from injury, they are 10-1 since Marcus Smart came back from the injury. That one loss was the loss actually to the Hawks a couple weeks back. So that's, I guess that's something to mention, something to be proud of. But the Boston Celtics were on a 7-game winning streak coming into this game, and now they are on an 8-game win streak. So we would like to snap that winning streak like we snapped the Phoenix Suns 7-game win streak or 11-game win streak, but couldn't do that. And 2 straight losses now for the Atlanta Hawks, and we're going in the wrong direction. We can't afford to have skids like this, y'all. I mean, what in the world is going on? So, it wasn't even a bad game defensively for the Celtics. I mean, just Hawks. During that fourth quarter, we had a stretch where we got like 4 or 5 straight stops, and we were down by 7, and we had a chance to really cut into that lead and come back, and we only got it to 5. So Hawks just couldn't get buckets down the stretch. Credit, like I said, the Boston Celtics defense, and we cooled all the way off in the fourth quarter. So, man, it's just frustrating. And then DeAndre Hunter, I don't know what the heck DeAndre Hunter was doing today, and just blah, 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 blah. Just today's game was very nasty. But Hawks gonna have to be better. Hopefully they can win their last 2 games, and they would have won out. They could have got to 500 by the All-Star break, but now 2 more games until the All-Star break, they can be back to 2 games under 500. As now we're 4 games below 500. So we'll see, y'all. But like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you're feeling about the Hawks down below. Also, check out the first link in my description box to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to a win and multiple wins and a winning streak, because Lord knows we need it. Also, check out the second link in my description box to subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast. Me and girl SymoneWithTheSports are talking to your favorite former and current athletes, hosts, anchors, reporters, head coaches, all that good stuff. Listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, and share it out to your friends so they can do all the same things. But again, Hawks lose 95-105 to the Boston Celtics. And like I said, it was not a pretty game. We played a very good first half, held the Celtics to 45 points in the second half. Overall, had a 10-point lead, 55-45, and held them to 17 points in the first quarter. Just third quarter was disastrous. And fourth quarter, we couldn't throw it in the ocean. Play good defensively, but could not throw it in the ocean. So just a quarter that was bad defensively for us, and the Celtics came out hot too in the third quarter, and then we couldn't do shit in the fourth quarter offensively. So bad second half for the Atlanta Hawks overall, and that leads to another dang loss. And I don't know how you hit the pile, but on top of all that, John Collins is hurt. We don't know how long he's gonna be hurt for, and the NBA trade deadline has come and gone. So we'll check out the buyout market. I'll do a video on the buyout market and see, who's available for us and what we got a chance to do. So that's it for me, guys. Like I said, not a whole lot to say. Trae had 30 and 10, great, but it was inefficient. Didn't get buckets when we needed to down the stretch of the fourth quarter. Bogey did his part. DeAndre Hunter don't know what the heck he was doing. We need a lot more from DeAndre Hunter. Now that John Collins is hurt, we need a lot more from Danilo Gallinari, obviously. And yet Congo need everybody to step up in the absence of John Collins, and that did not happen tonight. But again, Celtics defense was pretty good. They made shots when they needed to, and we didn't. So that's the story of today's game. Tale of 2 halves. Good first half, not a good second half. Bad defensive quarter in the third, and bad offensive quarter in the fourth. And that leads to a 10-point loss, second straight. We'll see if we can bounce back Tuesday against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Another big game, another team that we would like to win against that's ahead of us, and get a little momentum going to the All-Star break. We'll see if we can do it. But again, guys, like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel. Check out the first link in my description box to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel and help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to some wins, man. We need it. Goodness gracious. Check out the second link in my description box to subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast. Me and girl SymoneWithTheSports are talking to your favorite former and current athletes, hosts, anchors, reporters, head coaches, all that good stuff. Listen to the pod, like the pod, download the pod, subscribe to the pod, and share it out to your friends so they can do all the same things. One more time, Hawks lose 95-105 to the Boston Celtics and ABC and primetime. It looked like national TV Trae was going to come out and do something, but he cooled off in the second half. So that's it, y'all. But let me know how y'all feeling about the Hawks down below. Who on the buyout market could we get to help save our season? But, we still got time, but we got a lot of freaking work to do, y'all. So, till I'll talk to y'all next time. Stay true to Atlanta. Believe in Atlanta. Peace.